Oh, wow. First time we met. It was in high school, and we were juniors in high school. I think that's when we first met.
Back then, Amie started helping me out with SAT, pretty much anything that has to do with the college admission process. So we got closer that way.
I knew of him before because he was good friends with my sister, and then he was also really close to my best friend. So I knew of him, but I think the first time we really ever spoke was junior year. Yeah.
And I became friends with some of her family members. Her sister was actually a very close friend of mine when we were in high school because we were in the same after-school program after that. And I remember very well, I asked her a question, she answered it, I said something, and then she laughed, and then she put her head on my shoulder. And I'm like, oh, Amie just put her head on my shoulder. I was like, this girl might like me, you know? I thought she's always been beautiful. That's like, everybody can see it. But I just never thought of her as like somebody that I can even approach because she just looked out of my league.
We started dating in 2019, summer of 2019. And I mean, I will say, I remember how he asked me out. Because that's not typical, I don't think, or at least I didn't think so. But he gave me a gift, like he wrote me a letter, and he gave me a gift, actually this necklace that I'm wearing, and that's how he asked me out. And I was like, this is so over the top. Like, if this is how you're asking me out, what happens if we get to proposal? Like, what are you gonna do? So I distinctly remember just the way that he asked me out. It was different in a good way.
Side as a person, she's a great friend. I just developed a deep friendship with her. She knows how to listen. She's just a peaceful woman. You don't find that every day, you know, just a peaceful person.
So for me, that was an advantage, knowing that we've been friends for about 4 or 5 years to that point. And during those years, for the most part, there was no like romantic feelings or romantic destination in sight. So I got to know him just as a person in his own world, in his own universe. So for me, that was an advantage because I knew his like flaws. I also knew what was great about him, and I really thought that this is a very unique person. He is everything, honestly, that is the opposite of me. His personality is the opposite of me. So I mean, he was annoying to me in that sense. I was like, this is, he's an extrovert, I'm an introvert. He plays a lot. I'm more of a serious person. So I did surprise myself. I'll say that. I surprised myself when he asked me out, and I was like, this is not a bad idea. It doesn't look like a bad idea. Because he had a lot of redeeming qualities. And so I'll say like being able to have known him outside of pursuing each other was an advantage because I got to see all of him and I liked what I saw. So, yeah.
Sometimes that actually challenges me. It's like, maybe I should be more patient, maybe I should be more, chill like her. Another thing is her brain, like the way she thinks, she's very intellectual. In high school, she was the top graduate female student of our class. Like, she is very, very smart. And what's another favorite thing in there? She knows how to have fun. At first, I thought she was too serious. She carries her SAT book. She wears a boot tie high, even though she was very nice and everything. I was like, when there is a perfect attendance party and everybody calls her, she doesn't show up. She only shows up for a little bit in her group of friends just to leave because she always has something to do. Debates, ICT things emerge. She's always, up there. So at first I thought she was too serious. But then, the closer I got to her, I was like, this girl actually has some sense of humor. And she can also relax. She can party, she can relax. She has her personality. She's not just what I painted her to be, which was too reserved and just academic.
He's genuine care. He's very, he's very protective and territorial in a very gentle way. And I think that's like oftentimes those things don't go together with people, but he's like a gentle protector and he's a gentle giant, a gentle lion, like a gentle protector, in a very like safe space. He feels like a refuge for me. And another favorite thing is that he's just different. He's unique, like his personality, his sense of humor, his way of approaching life, decisions, just all of those things. His way of thinking, that's what I mean to say. His way of thinking is different from everybody else that I know. So I really love and admire like that uniqueness, and he owns it. Even if it's strange, even if it's weird, even if he's the odd one out, he owns it. He owns himself, and that's really cool to see. But even in that, and even in his confidence in who he is, he's very teachable, and that's something I respect because I'm stubborn and I'm a little more hard-headed than he is in many ways. He's just very teachable and very flexible. So that's something that has forced me to also like humble myself over the course of the 3 years we've been together. Yeah, there's a lot I could say.
I just kept loving her more and more. And it's like, I thought I already, experienced the highest level of love before, but now I'm even falling deeper in love. And at some point, we're just like, well, even though, marriage sounds scary and big, it's like, forever? That sounds too scary. It's like, even though it sounds scary, when I'm with you, it doesn't sound that scary anymore. I'm willing to try. And all I was waiting for, it's just getting to a stage in life where we can do it. So we were in undergrad back then. You don't have a job. You're gonna tell your parents to support your marriage. No, it doesn't work that way, right? So just waiting until the right time. Otherwise, we've been ready, or at least personally, I've been ready for quite a time now. But yeah, and now it's just the right time. So move on. So the deciding factor was just time.
He means like a confidant to me. He is a best friend, like a genuine. I used to think it was cliche when people say marry a best friend, all that stuff. No, it's true. He is a best friend to me. He is the closest person to me, and I feel very safe enough to be my full self, without being judged, while also being held accountable and challenged, but also being protected. And that's I think very rare to find. And so that's what he means to me. He's a refuge. That's the word I was looking for. A refuge, a confidant, and a life partner, and partner in crime, and fun partner for sure. We have a lot of fun together. He's also my tea partner. We like to sit. We talk a lot. We like to share what's going on. We're both nosy. We're both curious, and that's very good. I think, he knows this, but I think it's something that can be easily shaken. But that I am it's okay. It's okay to be your whole self. Like, you are safe here, you're protected here, you are loved as you are, loved and valued and respected and admired as you are, as you come. You don't need to fix yourself or make yourself perfect before you show up. And the sides that we need to heal and fix, we can do that together. So I think he knows that, but I think it's always very it's always a good thing to remind each other that like this is a safe place. Like you are safe here. You can be your whole self here, and we can grow together and laugh together and live together.
You know, my personality does not, I can't just do a simple proposal. If I propose, it needs to be glorious.
I was told, dress up, we're gonna go celebrate our anniversary, you know, we're gonna do it fancy, just make sure you look good. But that's not weird or in any way suspicious because he's extra like that. Like he's always like over the top, like we're always dressed up, we're always doing like really fancy things over the last few years. So that was normal.
So to prepare, I was like, you know, what would be a great thing to do? And I was just laying down there one day. I was like, I'm gonna do a video.
And then he had my siblings, my mom, my friends just plant these seeds of, I don't want to say lies, but really lies, just so that it could throw me. Because I'm someone that's hard to surprise because I ask questions, I'm nosy, I figure things out every time before it happens. So he did well. He like enlisted the help of the people around me to just plant these seeds, because as long as they're continuously planting these seeds, I'm not gonna ask that as many questions as I would have before.
So we planned all of that around, have her favorite people all around, all of that in there, and then it went very well.
And then I walked into that room, and it was crazy. I felt bamboozled. Like it was happening. I think I asked him if he was about to propose like 3 times, and he would say yes, and I was like, I don't believe you. And I just keep like he had a video playing, and I'd be like, are you about to propose? And then he'd smile and he'd be like, look at the screen. And I'm like, no way. And I just like, it was not making sense. I did not believe that it was happening. And even when people came on, I was like, where did all these people flew from different states? Like people were on, I was like, how did this happen? Anyways, all that to say, I was very bamboozled. I was very surprised. I was shocked. They got me. He got me for sure. And it was crazy. I think I'm still processing it 2 months later, 3 months later almost.
She was not moving anymore. But yeah, she gave the happy answer, which was yes.